Sit your podcast down. We're back. Got Vel, Reek, McFly here. Yo, fellas, it's been a tough fucking week.
It's
been a tough week.
Hold on, Reek, go get your do-rag, man.
Oh, you may need it. We may need Murder Reek right now. I'm just saying, we may need him.
I got it. It's coming out today.
It is. Dude, like I've been on 10 for like the last 5 days, man.
He told me Saturday, he said, yo, I might wear a ski mask.
Dude, it's been crazy just a week. I mean, there's 100 things I wanted to touch on. We're not really a political podcast, but I had one thing that just got me hot, and it's obviously, y'all probably can guess, it's the whole Jacob Blake thing. And the only reason I'm mad is I don't care what he did. I don't care how much of a criminal he may have been. You can't justify this shit to me. And I'm seeing Blue Lives Matter people and fucking political pundits, and it's like, well, you know, he committed some crimes, or he had this. I don't care. I don't care. Like, you don't shoot a man like that. He had a knife. Y'all have guns. I don't understand.
The passenger side.
Even he could have a machete. No,
that's what he could have. It wasn't even in the driver's side. It was in the passenger.
It's
side.
Just like that whole shit. Like, anyone saying that shit, sit your ass down, because we've seen plenty of times white people or non-black men essentially resist arrest, fight cops, just wild out, and they get detained peacefully, or at least not die.
Or shoot people and go get a whopper.
Like, right. Dude, like, it's too many cases of, oh, come on, guy, we're going to take you in quietly. But with black dudes, it's just like, he's got a knife, and it's like 7 shots.
Or shoot kindergartners and get in safe.
Or shoot the one dude who was laying down with a mentally handicapped person. He was laying, remember that story came out a while back? And he was like, why'd you shoot me? And the cop was like, I don't know.
Or in Miami, in Florida, or whatever.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, anybody giving this BS narrative that, yo, he was a criminal and y'all always martyr criminals. No, I'm going to martyr people who don't deserve to be shot like that, like dogs. So, like, I just had to, that's one of the things that pissed me off this week. But, yeah, I had to speak on that. I don't know how y'all feel, but, like, let me know.
No, we share the same sentiment.
I mean,
it's the same.
My thing is this, right? When it comes to things like that, and, you know, violence and things like that, we not tripping on not being funny. If we seen that happen to the other side, we like, well, that's just standard protocol. You know, like, oh, he went to the car and got shot. If that was a Caucasian man and he got shot 7 times in the back, it wouldn't be cool, but that would be protocol. With us, it's always a different protocol. Like, I was just telling Reek this earlier. We not getting mad that you shooting us. We get mad that you treat us different.
Right. If you're gonna shoot us, shoot everybody the same way. If that's the case,
I'm not saying
just know the rules.
I'm not saying this right, but if you want to shoot me 7 times, I saw a cop literally in a wrestling match. The dude had him in a headlock.
I saw that too.
Yeah,
I saw that clip.
Yeah. Nothing happened.
Nothing.
Like, or just in good old Buffalo, the guy had a knife. The cop said they didn't see the knife. Not looking for the guy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I think they
you
caught
can see the knife on camera. The knife is definitely visible by the naked eye.
They got pictures. Everything to do with the knife.
Yeah,
it's two separate rules, and that's your point. It's 2 separate protocols. When you black is one, and when you white is another, and that's just, I'm tired of that shit. At some point, something got to give, man. It's just crazy.
The thing is, like, I'm hopeless when it comes to that. Like, I think it's going to be what it's going to be, because the more people that you change, the more people is going to stay the same until it's not that particular group who hate, and there's always going to be some group of people that feel that they're superior, right? But me and my friends always say, like, man, this is their Hail Mary. I work in education, and in 20 years, Caucasians won't exist. They won't be the majority. So
they know that's coming.
So that's the
They see them census numbers. They see what's about to happen.
That's the Hail Mary. Like, I'm not going to say it's going to be a black world, but it just won't be a white world, which is something totally different. And
Absolutely.
with that being said, it's no purity. And even the people that entertain that base, for the most part, they're generally the same type of person.
Always.
Yeah, they're generally either they're really rich or really poor. It's never the middle.
It's never the middle or the highly educated. Like, it's always
the highly educated.
But they usually also rich. They're not
really rich.
Right.
But it's the middle, like the average, which is the masses. They don't feel like that. Even look at the popular vote. He lost the popular vote. It's just the way the presidential thing is rigged.
It's the fucking electoral college, which is the dumbest shit ever.
Which is
but
nonsense.
so stupid.
Because when people say that, when they say your vote don't count, you're like, oh,
in some places it doesn't.
It is.
In Ohio, in Pennsylvania, in Florida, it counts. In New York, if you Republican, it don't.
Iowa.
In Iowa, it counts. Like, in some places. In Texas, if you Democratic, it don't. Like, it just doesn't. Like, sorry. It's over for that.
So what they need to do is literally just go by every individual vote. But you going with this. First of all, there's no way that Iowa should have just as many electoral votes as New York, or however many. It's because it's not a big state. It's big in mass, but not in people.
Iowa and Ohio and
how are these swing states and they're small states?
They changed the course of the election. All right. That makes sense.
Definitely
to me.
did.
All right.
I get Texas. A lot of people there. But
right. Facts. Texas makes sense. Texas, even Florida makes sense. But like the other states,
win Wyoming,
Minnesota, we gotta win them states to
only
win.
People in Wyoming are Phil Jackson and Kanye.
Yeah,
they neighbors.
Like picture, like, man, I gotta win Montana. That's a crucial.
Oh, Kanye! Did y'all hear that he may get in trouble for some campaign illegality? He went something he did that was wrong. I'm just like,
he misappropriated funds.
I'm just like, somebody just cut that man's mic, put him on his farm, and just let's not hear from him for a couple of years.
No one's taking him serious.
Enough are. That's what's sad. Enough smart, reasonably educated people aren't, but enough people are, and that's all they need. Just enough. Because if Trump wins, it's gonna be by just a little bit. Just enough to piss everybody off. Like, did you go vote? Did you go vote? Did you go vote? It's gonna be just enough. Watch. I think he's gonna win too. By the way, it's gonna be a sad day, but whatever. I'm prepared for it.
When I went out of town, I was in Costa Rica when he won last time, and literally, like, they're like, "That's your president? That's what you guys picked?"
Damn, they laughed at you while you on vacation. They laughed at you. They were like,
you can't be laughing at me while you're pouring water on sandals.
No.
Apparently they were.
Come on. No, it wasn't the Costa Ricans. It was like the other people from other countries.
Oh, okay.
I'm
about to say the staff made fun of you? That's foul. Like, that's a real foul.
Right.
Damn.
But, you meet some people from Europe. And, Europe.
Yeah,
England.
I got you. I got that.
What are you guys thinking? Like, so.
They weren't thinking. That's a problem.
The world knows how dumb he is.
Yeah.
The earth. The entire earth.
He said the earth.
Listen, it's bad when the Iranians like, no, we don't have a problem with the American people.
We got a problem.
Just them. Yeah.
I'm happy they said that, yo. Like, listen, it's not us, bro. Like, go ahead, yo, go get at them. Like, don't come for us. Go get at that dude.
It's not you. It's not you guys. It's them. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Well, that was sad. Let's be happy now. Let's talk about the NBA playoffs. And then the NBA news. I mean, damn it, man. Can't get away from it. Like, first off, my man, T'Challa, bro, like, that shit hurt again, man. And then, like, Coach Thompson.
Coach Thompson, Cliff Robinson.
Right, Cliff.
Cliff.
Right, dude, Cliff, man, it's just.
Legend.
2020 is suck, dude.
He's what?
Rick probably did 14 air jumpers for Cliff because he started UConn.
Yeah, you're right.
He's responsible for UConn being.
I should have put a headband on today. But I gotta go do rag.
Oh, nice.
and Lute Olson. Like
And Lute Olson, yep. Yeah, so we can our condolences out to those people and those families.
Absolutely. Rest in peace. Rest in power.
Yeah. So in the NBA, I mean, we can get to the basketball stuff. We can get into the boycott that lasted 10 hours.
Come on,
bro.
It lasted a full 24.
Yo, I would say this.
Not.
Our take, if you go back last week, our take was so dated because we were like, yo, who gonna boycott? And it what was Vlad Vliet? They ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
Like Bron ain't about it, and then they dropped this, and I was like, oh shit, maybe they are about it. And then it was like, no, we're gonna go back to play ball.
We're gonna play.
I don't blame them for not playing either. Like the thing is with that is that you see how much money it costs just for one day. So picture if this dude getting ready. But picture
I think what was
one day cost a lot of money.
One day did, but the strength of I think when they say shut up and dribble, and they say like those people shut up and dribble. I'm tired of complaining. You're millionaire crybabies. When they say all that, when y'all do one day and then get right back to ball the next day, it's kind of like, I'm not saying it's disingenuous, but it feels like a gut reaction and not like we really want to use our voice to play and change. Like you go to the Montgomery bus boycott, which again, it's completely different eras, but it wasn't a day or a week. It was like, nah, we really want something done today. Now, again, it's different, but I'm just saying the day I thought was impactful, but it doesn't necessarily say that it wasn't just a gut reaction as well. And that's kind of where I'm like, I don't know if I love it from that perspective.
See, the thing is, I feel, because you got to think it wasn't everybody. It was Milwaukee. Milwaukee was serious. Everybody else really wasn't riding with Milwaukee in a sense, because the rest of the players didn't boycott. Milwaukee was on they was on the phone with the attorney general and all that other stuff.
I thought that was dope to hear them actually call and be like, "Yo,
home.
What's up?"
It's their home,
right? Exactly.
So it will affect them, and if it is a gut reaction to Milwaukee, good. Like that mean they have some type of compassion about what's going on in their home because they all live there. For the other players, maybe not so. I think when it comes to the politics and things of that nature, it could rub players the wrong way, because you got some players that's in contract years, some players that's not making $10 million, some players that's on the 1 million. They're like, man, I pissed the GM off. I might gotta find a team. It's about the 11th, and 12th man, not the first two.
No, I feel that, and I'm at the point where if y'all never say nothing, okay, that's your choice. But if you say something,
be about it.
Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. Like, and low key, little bit of shade. Maybe I missed him when the Bucks gave their address. Did y'all see Giannis?
He was in there.
He was there.
I didn't see him like in it, and I maybe missed him.
Listen, he was there.
Listen, if Giannis wanted to play, they'll be playing.
I don't know if he got that kind of clout. I don't know if he got. Well, I mean, on that team, yeah, on that team, yeah. But if the other team says no, then what you going? You gonna be out there playing by yourself? Like, that ain't gonna happen.
So we're playing.
My thing was this with the whole.
Giannis not from here.
He not.
Yeah, my thing was this with the whole boycott. A lot of it felt outside of Milwaukee, and I know Boston and Toronto was talking about a boycott before Milwaukee did it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, when everybody jumped on the bandwagon, it felt real disingenuous to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here.
Because just looking at the reactions after the boycott happened. So when you look at somebody like LeBron, who made his statements after they asked him about what happened in Wisconsin, and he gave that silly, black people scared, all this type. We went with that narrative, like we just scared to come outside type garbage, which ain't true. Like we're just some docile group of people. And then when the boycott happened, he started tweeting, "Oh, fuck this! I'm tired of this shit." Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, why did you do that in the first place?
Are you angry
felt that way?
Because everybody else is angry? Or are you angry?
He ain't angry. My thing was he wasn't. It wasn't genuine because it's like you reacting, you trying to get clout because now everybody else is in it. And that's the thing that irritates me about LeBron, CP3, the people that they're calling the leaders of the boycott. They always wait till other people jump out there first and see. Let's gauge the temperature first. If it's too controversial, we ain't gonna stand on it. And if it ain't,
somebody brought it up with the whole, what was it, Tamir Rice? Wasn't that like in his backyard? And how he
LeBron
didn't speak on it.
He ain't never say nothing about that.
And I'm like, and people brought it up. Like, it's interesting how when it seems too hot, he's kind of like,
yeah. But that's
about the topic.
No,
I mean,
but then, like,
that's what
but educate yourself though. If something happened in your backyard, which is the Milwaukee thing, you should know what's going on.
I wasn't trying to hear. He wasn't talking. He ain't know much about the topic. He know about everything else.
That's including Malcolm X.
Except Malcolm X book.
Yeah, that's fair.
He ain't know about the topic.
What the person say? LeBron hasn't got past page 7 in none of the books he read.
Yo, that meme is so funny. It's still funny. He got like 18 pictures of him on the first page of a book.
18 on the first page.
I don't want to be a hater, but like, it's mad pictures of him just like page 1.
Right. Like, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
But it's like people fall for it. And then, then it's like, let me plug my school to remind people I opened the school too. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, if you're going to be about it and you really want to stand on something and you want to carry this image, then you really need to do that. Don't wait till everybody else jumps out there first and then you do it and then hijack their movement and hijack what they say and what they do. Like, Chris Paul do that a lot.
I mean, the point is, if you want to be a martyr, if you want to really be a vehicle of change, you're willing to lose it all. And that's not for everybody. Like, look at Ali. He lost it all. Kaepernick lost it all. I'm not saying Kaepernick's Ali, but he was willing to lose it all. And he did, promptly. And they said, F you. But Ali, he lost all his prime, or half of his prime, most of it. You figure if he didn't stop, he would easily be considered the greatest athlete of all time. Easily. He was at the top of his career, was like, yeah, no, I don't believe in this.
Right. And that's the thing that
crushed him.
Right. And that's the thing that watching LeBron ever since he started that part of his brand. And, I'm not taking anything away because, anybody does good, it's good. Right. But the whole thing is he's not willing to do these things that the others before him was willing to do. He wasn't able. He's not going to do what Ali did. He ain't even going to do what John Thompson did. You know what I mean? John Thompson was putting it on the line a lot. He took his players off the court if certain things weren't changed. You know what I mean? He went to go talk to drug dealers. Like, don't talk to my players no more.
In the beginning of the game.
Edmond. Yeah.
In the beginning of the game. Oh, the game about to start? Oh, y'all still got that sign out there?
Right, yeah. We're not playing. You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that. And LeBron waits till you know what, I'm going to get praised for it, then I'll do it. But I'm not going to step out and take the initiative.
In the water, man.
Yeah, so he's always what he does. And I don't understand how people don't see that. Like, I never get it because you get people like, man, say what you want about LeBron on the court, but you can't talk about him off the court. Well, why not?
Because he controls the narrative. He got his media plans. He controls the narrative. I don't want to hear nothing about brilliant businessman. You don't think he knows how to control the narrative? Of course he does. Of course he does. Yeah. I think he cares, but I think it's definitely he's very controlled and measured in what he does and says. It's very scripted in many cases, which is, that's how he is, but it's just scripted.
What I notice is that everyone's talking about a plan, right? And that's needed. But let's be clear. Do you know how long it takes to implement a plan?
A good one.
Yeah,
Right.
an effective one.
An effective one.
So if you fighting, and all of us watch boxing here, if you fighting, no boxer wait for the one perfect punch. No good one, at least.
I was about to say a lot of them do.
No good one. No good
Wilder. Wilder, dude.
Wilder.
That's why he got worked.
Nice
Man's like,
Bell.
give me that one
Yeah,
over there,
guy,
please.
Bell's the Wilder guy all the way. Thought he could fight.
That's where me and Bob get. That's me and Bob, my brother Bob. That's where we get. But
that's when you switch off.
Yeah, thought he could fight.
Nah, he could punch. I knew he could. I didn't say he could fight. He could punch.
He a puncher. He ain't a boxer.
But no good boxer throws one good punch. It's like it's a combination. It's an accumulation of punches, right? And with this is a fight. It's a fight for equality. It's a fight for justice. All these things, but to back some people off you throw that jab out. You throw that overhand right. You connect. This boycott, like, oh, well, they're going to do, you don't need a plan. Like, even the boycott, it wasn't planned. They just kept doing it. And then like, oh, this is working.
Right. It built momentum.
Wasn't like, yo, we're going to stage the plan. It's just like with us with COVID. Zoom wasn't Zoom 6 months ago.
Right.
Stock price went up like 1,000%.
Right.
Zoom wasn't Zoom 6 months ago, and then it became the new normal. Like
yeah.
I told you, it was hard that first month, and during that boycott, and then they got accustomed to doing it and finding a way, which we all do. And then
that's fair.
It turned into something else. So they all, and even with the union, with them, it seemed like they were like, well, the union wanted to do it no, because once you do it as a union, it doesn't make the same impact. The reason that boycott happened so quick, and it meant a little bit because it happened right before the game. Orlando was on the court.
Right.
Like, you would have gave them plans, you'd have gave TNT or whoever the games was getting shown on, if you would have announced it like, yo, we're gonna boycott. It's really not a boycott. It's just they're not playing today. It's a different feel. They're not playing today on boycott. Like, oh, they're not playing. They're going to play this day. When they did that boycott, they didn't know. NBA didn't know when they was playing. That sense of I don't know hit way harder than, okay, they're going to boycott for a week.
Right.
I mean, I'll give you that. It wasn't just, oh, we're doing this for a day. Your jab analogy, all right, that makes sense. The NBA got jabbed in the mouth real quick, and they're like, oh, we fighting now. All right, well, what can we do to not fight no more? Right. I'll give you that. Right. I'll give you that. I still think, okay, but fine. There wasn't enough on the fight. They jabbed them.
It was still weak.
It was a weak jab. It was a weak jab, but it was a jab.
It was a Paulie Malignaggi jab.
Going deep. All right, that's fair.
Filler, the range finder.
Yeah.
I wanted to see how close you are.
Well, right. Yeah, that's the LeBron jab, the range finder. It ain't gonna hit you with nothing.
That's all he got is a range finder jab.
Range finder jab. How y'all feel about Marcus Morris and Luka Doncic?
I like it.
I love it. That's what the Playoffs is about. I'm here for all of that. I'm here for all of that. I'll tell you right now.
That's my energy.
Yeah.
Gee, let's go. Yes.
Look what he's wearing.
He ready.
Blue rag too. Yeah. Yeah. That was beautiful because I love my favorite part is I just love Morris' face after.
He looked at him like, bro, what are you going to do? Are you serious? You better hope they hold you back. Like, what are you going to do if you get here? You don't want these hands? He really don't, too.
Look, smack him, do something.
You know what? You said it, I think, looking at that play, Luka got a lot of elbows in his movement. Yeah. He got a lot of, push past you. And he a big dude, so I think Morris just like, bro, stop. Stop hitting me with your elbows.
That's all it was, because Luka, I played against guys like Luka, my entire life. It's like he's always going to get that guy that puts his head down and he's going to drive to the basket, but while he's driving, he's initiating all the contact and crying like you doing it to him. And he's elbowing you and pushing you off, hitting you in the chest. Now, what Marcus Morris did was a little excessive. Like he went a little bit Motar from above the rim, but
above the rim.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I get why he was frustrated, because you ain't just going to just bully your way to the hole. and then
I mean,
expect me like
you gotta
look
bully
for a foul.
Luka too. You gotta bully Luka. Like there's just no way around it. You can't let him just run around and do what he wants. Any player like that, you gotta put him on the ass once or twice. Let him know you come do this paint, you catching these hands. And that's what Moore's is meant to do. Put them hands on him.
And there goes. I always say I do not like basketball players because when it comes to the real contact, everything changes. They don't want no parts of it.
Well, you got a football player in UG, so you playing like you playing free safety back there, coming back and smacking boys in the hole. Like
it was a lot of old school players that said that was just a playoff foul.
Like, right, but I thought so too. I thought it was a playoff foul.
It wasn't ejection flagrant worthy.
It wasn't. But they scary now.
In this new era, it's a flagrant. But I've lived just like my guy Skip Bayless on this topic. He was my guy. He said, "Yo, Luka hit him with an elbow. Reggie Jackson, the game before, knocked him out the game, and nothing happened. So it's only one way. So, like it's nothing wrong with a hard foul once in a while.
Yeah, it's. I never found it wrong. But then again, they were going to blow it up because it's Luka,
Golden Boy.
Yeah, they're trying to make Luka a little bit.
He's better than LeBron already. He's just as good as Larry Bird.
No, he's the best player of all time. He's going to be the best player to ever wear a basketball jersey, and we should accept that.
And
I mean, he's top 5 right now. I mean, he's top 1.
Oh, yeah, okay, you being funny.
Yeah.
Bill almost jumped to the screen like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, nah, he's top 5 right now.
I don't want to burst a lot of people's bubbles, but because I saw a lot of people, especially on Twitter, I saw a lot of new blacks. Then I saw a lot of Chris Broussards and Shannon Sharp sitting there talking about Luka this and Luka. They couldn't stop him. Yes, they could. I was like, were y'all watching the same games I'm watching? I said, if they couldn't stop him, how come they was up 20-something points every game? Where was Luka during those runs when they
you know what was? They checked out, man. I think that bubble is making teams susceptible to the checkout. 100%.
A team like the
Clippers.
Right.
They checked out and just put it back on in the middle of the game.
Right. A team like the Clippers, especially like most people ain't never been on a good team anyway. So when you're on a good team and you can just blow somebody out when you feel like it, you get bored easy. So when you go up 20-something points in the second quarter, you're going to take your foot off the gas because, it gets boring. The one game they didn't take their foot off the gas, they scored 154 points. Like, what do you
That's
think?
Embarrassing.
You know what I mean?
That's it's 2 games worth of points. That don't make no sense.
Right. So it's like, these dudes like the Clippers, every time Luka, they decided to strap up and play defense, Luka was ineffective. Like, I don't pay attention to the stat line all the time, what he got at the end of the game. I'm looking at when he's doing stuff. So when they getting smoked and they can't score, he's not doing anything. They go up 20, he wasn't doing anything during that run. And then they take their foot off the gas, then he started getting all these empty stats. And sometimes what happens is when you got a good team and they let another team back in it, they end up in a dogfight and they end up losing somehow. Like, it happens all the time.
He lost the most close games this season.
With the Clippers?
No.
Oh.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Really?
Like,
well, they can't play no defense. That don't help.
But the thing is, and what Skip was saying, he said that everybody attacks Luka on defense. Every person who's guarding, that's who they go at. So and he's great. He's good. Nobody's saying he can't ball, but the same things y'all tear other players up for, y'all make reasons for other players to be good. And this is like that. What was that white privilege thing? Well, he gets
the great white hope. He hyped because he's got the right color. You're right. He can ball. But if there was a dude who was black doing the same things, he would not get the same credit.
It is.
Top 5.
You have James Harden.
Right. There you go. Exactly. And he's like, he shoots too much or he does this too much, right?
They play exactly the same except Harden makes his free throws.
He shoots better.
He shoots better. So
and he passes better to me.
Yeah. So top 5. Top 5. They got LeBron. Who they have? LeBron, AD.
Who's top 5?
No, just the Luka's top 5. So he's technically better than Harden and Kawhi was looking like the best player in the NBA.
That's crazy.
Huh?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Kawhi was baller.
Yeah, he was.
The other series, you've been watching Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell exchange 50-point games.
Why can't they stop Jamal Murray?
I will tell you why.
I don't understand.
Oh
please enlighten me. I don't enlighten me, please.
I will tell you why. First of all, Coach Snyder, he's on my overrated coach list. They got the Golden Boy coach list. Brad Stevens, Coach Bud, Snyder. Snyder literally Carlisle. Snyder
who ain't won in forever. Like, I don't understand. Like, he had one good year. Anyways, go ahead.
They let Jamal Murray go butt naked on them every time down the floor. There's no way that I'm going to sit there and let Ingles or whoever else that they decide to guard, O'Neal, guard Jamal Murray one-on-one every single time down. Like, he doesn't throw a double team. He doesn't blitz the pick and roll. He just lets him cook. And I'm sitting there wondering, like, okay, you're a coach. Y'all were up 3-1. Are you going to try something different? He's scoring 50 points. Like, he's averaging like 40 a game.
That's insane. That's just insane.
Like, what are you going to try something
same way?
different?
It's the same way.
Yeah, what are you going to
guarding him with everybody but who he's supposed to be guarded with. You're not even trapping him.
No. Like,
why do y'all think that is? Why when you watching at home or you watching from wherever and you see a team get killed the same way 20 times? Why does the coach not make a change?
And this is what interested in me, because you really only see it in the NBA.
Yeah,
like, you don't see it
the same.
Right, you don't see it on any other level where they just let some. Well, I've seen some terrible high school coaches sit there and watch another player just torture them, and then like they love being on the wrong side of history. Like, oh man, we just couldn't stop him. You ain't trying to stop him.
Yeah.
The same thing with like in the NBA. Why? You just
Spoelstra. I love Spoelstra for that.
Yeah, Nick Nurse. Like, they'll change it up. Doc Rivers, they'll change it up. Yeah. But you're supposed to be changing how you play defense on a guy if he's scoring 50 points.
Yeah.
Like,
he's not just that good. You should probably try and stop him. You should probably try and stop him.
And you know what else? It makes Malone get out the kitchen too, because he's letting Donovan Mitchell score 50 points and not change anything.
Because Donovan Mitchell's not having a bad series neither. He's averaging
like 40 himself.
But somebody
he excited because he getting ready to come to the Knicks, so he getting happy. He getting out of there.
Yeah, you're right. You should come over.
Please.
I'm just like, I'm just disappointed.
I would rather live in New York than Utah. So yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, who wouldn't? And he has static with the fans too. Like, he want to come home. Come on, brother.
Talk about a swing state.
Right. Utah with its 4 electoral votes.
Yeah. I've been so disappointed in the coaching in these playoffs so far. Like, even watching earlier before we started watching Milwaukee and Miami.
So tired of Bud.
Coach Bud literally has Giannis. It's like, you watch this team build a wall for Giannis 2 years in a row, and you keep running the same offense. Like, dude, Miami is small. They got Jay Crowder guarding Giannis. Jay Crowder's like 6'7". You have 2 7-footers out there, and you're playing 5 out. You have nobody in the paint, nobody posting up. Why?
And the big that could score and not Greek, but Brook.
Right. You have 2 of them.
Brook can go down in the post and do some work. Like, it's just that I don't understand, man. They just hate big men in the NBA now. I don't understand.
I would have high-lowed them to death.
Yep. and the crazy thing is, Brook is the bigger of the big, and he's playing the high man.
Right.
Because he's money. Yep.
Like, come on.
Great turnaround bucket.
But going forward in the playoffs, I expect a better second round than the first round. Most of the first round was kind of, it was all right. But
I think that Boston in Toronto, that's going 7.
yeah, I think so too.
I agree.
I think that's going 7. I still think Milwaukee still might beat the Heat though.
No, I think they will. I'm just, if what you call it actually decides to change the offense and stop trying to have Giannis attack from the top of the key like he's some type of missile.
I hope Milwaukee loses because if they lose, then he's going to come to New York too. So
yeah. Giannis going to get ready to get out of there. Yeah.
Yo.
Listen, this is what's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, we're going to get somebody coming to New York. I'm telling you right now.
Melo.
So whoever's in right now, I want y'all to lose and have
Melo.
the fans hate y'all so y'all can want to leave.
Melo's coming to New York.
He already said he don't want to. He already said he wants us. I found a home in Portland. I think if we get a team that can get him that ring, like if we somehow pull off a stupid trade and we get like 2 superstars, he would maybe come then because he can maybe chase a ring in New York one last time. But if we bringing him in with him, RJ, and
He's the best player on the team.
Right. He don't want that. He likes being the guy that can just be, the X Factor. He enjoys that role. Let the other boys take the heat. I'll come in for 20 all night here and there.
I want to give it up to my favorite player ever. I didn't say he's the best. I said he's my favorite player ever.
Melo?
Yeah. Melo.
Respect that.
I'm a Syracuse guy, too. He brought us him and Jim Boeheim coached him up, and he got us a national championship.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he got us a national championship. But ain't that right, Reed?
What? They coached him up?
Yeah.
That's a lie.
He said it every time. Jimmy
That's a
coached
lie.
him up. Yeah,
but
but
like Melo was Melo before he got there. I saw it in person.
Melo is still Melo now. He ain't Melo been the same forever.
And that's the crazy thing. Like, when I was watching the game, people like, man, I didn't know he still. I'm like, what? Shoot off a jab step?
Right.
Right.
He do that in his sleep.
18 years. Like, oh my gosh, he was literally been doing that since I've been watching him.
That's why it made no sense he didn't have a job for so long. I didn't understand that when they were like, yeah. And honestly, real talk, LeBron is the shittiest friend maybe on planet Earth. Because how you ain't get that man a job and you wanted Dudley and Danny Green? Are you serious right now? Over Melo?
He don't fit. He don't fit.
He does fit. They need shooting and they can't shoot the ball. He needs shooters. Melo shoots.
No,
it's an ideal fit. They wanted Dudley instead.
Melo fits perfectly with the Lakers.
Perfectly.
I get Danny Green.
When he can shoot and play defense, which is neither recently.
Danny Green he gets you a game.
You can't look at what Melo's been doing in Portland and say he doesn't fit as a Laker, but Jared Dudley does.
Who didn't?
Right.
Honestly,
what? Gee, what are you saying?
They can get rid of both of them.
I need you to leave. I need you to turn your mic off, turn your camera off, and just go home. When you home, just stay there. I don't know what's wrong. Melo fits on just about any team if you use him the right way.
He finally just decided that he's okay with being second fiddle.
That's not true. He's done that before.
That's
right.
He just decided.
No, it wasn't.
He's been doing that.
He's been accepted. You know what? If I'm gonna get a ring, I'm gonna rob these young bulls. I'm gonna just hit my jumpers.
Want me to debunk that argument? He came off the bench in the Olympics.
Right. It was breaking records off the bench.
He was clearly top 7.
He should have started on that team more than likely.
He decided not to start.
He should have. He definitely had the credentials to start.
Yeah,
but still came off the bench and was killing boys.
But so what's Woodson say? If you tell Melo what to do, he's going to do it. Just be up
Coach
front.
Woodson.
Yeah. So you have OKC, and it's clear Billy Donovan is just. How you feel about Billy Donovan, Reed?
He's on that list too.
Yeah, he can't coach.
He's a great defensive coach, but for some reason he just loves playing. I don't know. OKC loves these guys like Dort
Who could defend but can't shoot?
They can't shoot. Like you can't even play him. Like
they're so bad. They're almost unplayable on offense, but they gonna clamp somebody up.
He literally lost in the game by himself the other day. Like he was missing so many shots, and then he was like, okay, well I'm not gonna shoot jumpers. I'm gonna try to make a play. He just turned it over. It was like they couldn't even use him.
Who do y'all have in Who do y'all have? Matter of fact, not who do y'all have? What you think the Clippers and whoever come out of them is going to be? Is it going to be a sweep or one game or two?
Hopefully, if the Clippers are awake now, maybe they are. I think it could be 5.
Yeah, if they're awake and they don't,
they'll lose one, but I think it'll be 5.
Yeah, they'll lose one just sleepwalking.
But I think. Oh, and by the way, speaking on Dallas, real quick, how lucky were we to trade away that broken down unicorn? Just want to point that out. I had to throw that out there. I forgot. Like that. Honestly, I don't hope he gets injured. But the more he's injured, the better that trade looks.
I told you.
He can't stay healthy. No matter how great he looks in preseason. If he don't play games, that trade looks amazing, especially if that pick that we get from him hits. That's all I got.
I told you.
Yeah,
Porzingis.
When did he get injured? How did he get injured?
Who knows? Walking down the street, made a glass.
Listen.
He made a glass.
Porzingis don't even get hurt. He just don't feel like playing. Porzingis. That's what I call him. Porzingis.
Reek said he injured his meniscus on purpose.
Like, I did. Listen, all of a sudden you get hurt when Doc Rivers put Kawhi on you for the whole game. Now you hurt the next game? All right.
Yeah, I can't go because my knee gave out. I can't go.
My knee hurts today. You don't even do nothing but shoot threes.
I need an MRI. All right. Nah, yeah. That was better.
Didn't even lie in practice in the media. Like, man, I tried to go on and sitting there shooting jumpers in practice. Like, I want to play. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Liar.
Reek in the building.
He did it all the whole time with the Knicks. We sitting there, he like, next week, we like, what are you out for? What is he out for?
It was something every week. A shoulder, a knee, a broken heart. He was doing something for something every week. I was like, well, when he finally get to see him, he gonna be nice when we get to see him.
What my man say on Think Like a Man? I sprained my esophagus. I can't.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Exactly.
Sprained my esophagus.
He's that guy.
Oh, man.
Joke. What a clown.
He's so bad.
Porzingis. Give me a break.
Oh, that's funny. I
don't like I keep getting passes. They can say all they want about Joel Embiid, but Porzingis missed last season, missed a lot of this season.
No one talks about it. They just say they're going to be a great duo at some point, but with Embiid, it's like, but he's hurt all the time. But
they're not, because
Ben has been hurt more than Embiid. Well, I would say his injuries have been more serious than Embiid.
Yeah.
I'm trading Ben.
Immediately.
I'm trading Ben.
Ben. Today.
I'm trading Ben to OKC.
We talked about that, yeah?
Yeah.
For Chris Paul and one of them young boys. For Chris Paul and Shea.
Billy, you said they like dudes that can't shoot.
Yeah, they love
that play D and can't shoot. He gonna love him.
Right. They have 2 guys out there that can do it.
And he's from a place similar to OKC in Australia. You know, they got like tumbleweeds there.
Come on, man.
He said they got tumbleweeds.
Come on, man.
What I say? It's the truth. Crocodile Dundee.
Come on, man.
Cut his mic. Somebody cut his mic. Crocodile Dundee. What are you talking?
Comparing OKC to Australia.
That's foul. Some people live there. They probably like it. I want to live there.
I heard it's beautiful. But
man, they don't even have Komodo dragons in OKC.
That's funny. That is funny. That is funny. That's really funny.
Oh man,
that was really bad.
Oh man.
I was talking about the similarities. You see that? That's really bad. See, he's like, oh, I got to outdo him. I got to. It's only right. Man, give him a break.
Give him what?
That's what he's gonna say. He's a leader.
He should have had Carlton Banks play for him then. He's so focused on the union.
Or he should have had the VP.
He said that the real Chris Paul.
Yeah, got real Chris Paul play.
From the State Farm.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
You should have had the VP there. Oh, we didn't speak on that. How do you think this made Kyrie look?
Well, he said it. He vindicated. He right.
Yeah, he's
I
fine.
mean, Kyrie, he done got to Brooklyn and grew some sense on him, man. He right. This shit shouldn't have happened. They should have said F it, use a platform to stop it. Now we talking about Chris Paul not showing up and the Lakers winning in 5 and shit as opposed to the issues. He right.
Carlton Banks is playing right now.
Come on, man. You got.
I am your dad.
Nah, but I'm not a Chris Paul guy. Chris Paul is great, he's a legend, but I'm not a Chris Paul guy because he has never, ever, ever, ever took blame for his fault in any of the losses in the playoffs. Well, I got injured. It's always an excuse. Like how did he blow up his hamstring in Houston, Reek?
Going left. He can't go left.
He
went left.
He went trying to cross back over to the right.
Right. He get on left, tried to come back right, and his entire hamstring blew up.
Yeah. But
it looked like a volcano.
Yeah, he does that all the time. Well, I would have if I didn't get injured. And then he got injured with the Clippers. Then Russell Westbrook took his soul when they was playing OKC that one year.
Yeah, he did.
Like
he
got
did.
his name off of that. Because I think they played Memphis, and he killed Mike Conley, and then he killed Chris Paul, and vice versa, or something like that. That year, am I right? Remember, he picked.
It could be accurate.
That sounds right. Yeah. Let's go with it.
Both of them, he's like, no, Westbrook is for real because he went against some elite point guard.
Yeah.
He killed Chris Paul, and he's just too big for Chris Paul. Everybody's just too big for him all the time. It was hard to guard Steph. He shoots so far.
Yeah, you see.
I guard my position.
We have a pretty disdain for brother Paul.
For brother Paul.
I just don't. Melo's my favorite player, and he's lost with better teams more than Melo.
He's a State Farm guy.
Cliff.
Chris too.
He's a State Farm guy.
Yeah. So,
you better know for that.
I mean, Fly, you had an interesting topic that you posted up about Vlad.
Yeah, so so here's my thing, right? Maybe not a popular take. I hope it ain't popular. Like, so Vlad, right? I don't know if y'all know who this is. Y'all know of him.
Yeah.
I'm just like, who the fuck is he?
He's a DJ.
But like, why? But why does he? he's a DJ. Yes.
DJ, that's who he is.
But like, why? Like, if you look on like, why does he have the keys to like hip hop in a sense? Like, why is he a source for anything?
Well, he's owned by Complex.
Is he really?
I don't know. Is that? I thought he left Complex.
Complex got a big part in his joint. Complex is hip hop.
But like,
Complex
why?
has, like on his channel?
Yeah, no, Complex. I believe Complex bought him out. That's what the rumor was.
I could have swore his channel was all him.
I would see like if he that like I would have seen Vlad. I think Vlad would have been on Complex or something if they bought him out.
Stay tuned, Complex. Stay tuned for Complex and stay tuned to Complex for new DJ Vlad content daily.
So it appears that he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess my beef, and this is funny, I got a picture from when he got beat up by Rick Ross's crew after they outed him for being a CO, which I think is kind of funny.
After being outed by 50.
Right.
He tried to 50 beat up.
No, he beat up DJ Vlad. But like, I'm just wondering, like,
I'm off for that.
Well, for him getting beat up, just in general.
I'll allow it.
I ain't fair. I ain't care about that either way. My whole thing is, I just feel like, where are the gatekeepers in hip hop? Like, can you point to any other industry, in my opinion? I say country. All right, let's say country. I'll listen to this shit. But like, is the biggest interviewer in country black? Probably not.
No.
Probably somebody who's about the culture, who grew up in the culture.
But hip hop has always been controlled by white people.
And this is the problem.
I want to say always.
Not always.
No,
I mean, in terms of like the labels, we all know that music is controlled by four labels.
Specifically, i.e., Jewish hip hop, like Leor, all of them is always, and that's in music, period, though. That's in music.
I get that, but I guess my whole point is
what they do, what they always said, and this is just, what they're doing. It's like they're always, because they've been oppressed and we've been oppressed, they go with that, and then they get the back.
Well, we were talking about that, Reek. We were talking about that with, like, we noticed the same thing with like all the popular basketball content, right? You sit back and you look at it, it's like, damn, all these major media companies are white or Asian. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's, I don't know, it just feels like our people, we just don't really recognize. We'd rather take that short check, that fame, instead of actually putting in the work and getting into ownership.
You take the fame over the fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's my problem.
Because he show his face in his interviews.
No. And of course you wouldn't, because who would think, who's this white dude? No offense, but you would be like, yo, who are you? I've always seen DJ Vlad's content and never really knew who he was. And so I digged into it. I'm like, why are these people put in the front of hip hop as like the controllers of content? Yeah, why do they get the interviews? Like, why don't y'all?
It's hard, man. It's hard. Like, people, we don't want to do nothing that's hard. You got to buy a camera.
I don't think it's that simple. I don't think people don't want to work. I just don't think people think about, why am I letting Vlad make this bread off of us? Like, why isn't 50? Well, 50 I guess has this is 50, but like, why isn't the moguls in this shit? Why are they like, yo, why are we going to Vlad and letting Complex tell us what we should be looking at, what's hot? Like, this content y'all don't produce, y'all don't make, y'all don't understand, y'all don't live. And I just feel like I'm tired of people that aren't really from the culture, culturally appropriating the whole shit, making an empire off of it, and being an authority in the game. Like, why are they?
Well, speaking on America, that's what America is based off. It's based off our labor, and they get rich off it. I
was going to say, I agree with G in the sense of the fact that you got a lot of people who don't even think of doing those type of things.
Right.
So when you have, like, Vlad ain't doing nothing special besides he was a DJ. Yeah, and he said, well, let me get a camera and do the same thing that Smack DVD was doing, Sub-Zero, Come Up DVDs, and he just kept going with it. He didn't stop. Like, one thing that I will say that we do in the culture a lot, and you see with different music, is we'll leave something and then get upset when white people pick it up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we'll leave it like R&B. Bruno Mars, he's culture appropriating.
No,
but it's like nobody's been doing that music since Mike. Like, nobody said we had to stop. Right. Nobody said we had to stop doing that. And then you get mad when he goes and takes it.
And that's the thing, right? So I will go even bigger. We always let uncool people dictate to us what's cool.
Right. And I think that's what McFly is saying with like Complex, or like who are these guys?
Yeah, but I'll go deeper, right? So let's just use Mobb Deep, right? We're gonna use Mobb Deep and Nori, right? Both of them are legendary guys, and they're like, man, nobody trying to hear that no more. Yeah, because they're not putting the money behind it. So now they're gonna try to switch their music to try to keep up with whoever they got to keep up with, and then they eventually deplete themselves and they become who they are now in some cases, right? And the person who's telling them that nobody wants to hear it is that person who's not from the culture. Tell them they don't want to hear it, opposed to you just catering to your fan base and making sure that you just do this for your people. You're trying to impress more of the people that don't want to hear your music. So what, like McFly is saying, we let somebody from the culture dictate to us, which isn't cool, but it's on a bigger level. We should be more aware, like, man, you don't know what I live. You don't know what I live. You don't know this experience, and you can't tell me. It's just like even with, analytical basketball. We let nerds tell us how we should play basketball. It's the same concept. You let people who don't do tell you how to do it. Like, they can't rap. You can't tell me how to rap and you can't rap.
I think it's that kind of recollection and that kind of realization we got to come to as in the culture and just be like, yo, like, nah, like, Vlad, get the fuck out of here. And not just him. There's plenty of others. Like, just get the fuck out of here. Like, you want to be a part of this? Cool. You can be a part of it under somebody who understands it and let them tell you what to do. But why do you have this voice and this power? And I just was looking like, look at his interviews. He gets everybody. He doesn't miss on anybody. And I'm just like, if you are sitting down with this dude and you in the culture, right? Aren't you wondering, why the fuck am I talking to you? Especially with the tools at your disposal now, why do you have to talk to him? You literally don't. You have your own platforms. You can do your own shit. You don't have to talk to DJ fucking Vlad about anything.
We're Adam 22 now.
What?
Right, Adam 22. Yep, that's another
right.
one.
And they're popping up because they're just like, well, we can do it because you said a good thing, like, no one wants to go get a camera. Man, fuck that. I got a camera. Like, I'm not even.
No, it's people that do it. Like, I follow Forbes DVD. That's black owned. See, y'all laughed. See?
But I respect it though.
But here's the other thing though. See, we not stupid. We ain't no fools either. Yeah. So I would like whoever.
You can't master P us. You go do some shit. Right. You gotta do it with some quality.
Right. You're not gonna sit there and tell me like if like, I'll be honest. If Choke No Joke doesn't interview with somebody, and Vlad interviews the same person, I'm watching Vlad.
Because I would say that that's another good point. It's the quality, because when this is 50 was really putting out good content, it was good because they were doing it in the sense.
Yeah, they were doing the same thing. Yeah,
but it's literally just staying consistent with that good content. And a lot of the dudes you like, for his DVD, they pop up with a good interview and then.
Nobody wants to hear Doggy Diamonds.
Yeah. No. It's the other dude now.
I think it's
who?
M-Rec.
Yeah, exactly. Because M-Rex says so. Like, you think I'm watching that shit?
It's a combination. I think we gotta support but also critique. And like support but critique. Watch but critique.
Most importantly, Vlad doesn't ask biased questions. Those dudes be kind of biased.
And here's the other thing.
But could he ask biased questions though? I mean, he didn't on borrowed time. He kind of got to kiss ass. Like, what else he gonna do?
Vel, you can't act like Forbes DVD doesn't look like it's still 2003.
Yeah. Yes. No. And I was saying all that. I agree with all of that. But it's also, if you're an interviewer, you're not supposed to be biased. Like,
that's false. Everybody got their own bias. I don't believe that.
I don't know. I think I got a little different take though, because so I look at all this stuff like this is nerd stuff. Like, nerd stuff ain't cool. Like, it's cool being in front of the camera, but to make all this stuff work is nerd stuff. Like, podcasts been out forever. Been out for like damn near 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
You just start seeing black people in the last couple years, right? This is stuff that just wasn't cool to us, and we typically don't do stuff that don't appeal to the people that are around us. And this is the type of stuff that these other people get into, which is why you see them dominating it. And that's part of the problem, right? Like,
or better yet, STEM.
But it's not even, we don't even got to take it that far. It's just, it's just nerd stuff to learn audio. It's nerd stuff to learn lighting.
So I tell you right now, it's nerdy as fuck. I'm sitting there learning video editing and fucking Photoshop and marketing and SEO and shit.
Imagine you a dude from the block, and then now you got to put together an interview show. Like, it's gonna look
right. Right.
So but that's why I think you got to support but critique. Be like, yo, I love what y'all trying to do. I'm gonna support because I want my people to do it, but also get a real camera, my guy. or like, you know what I mean? Like have maybe these guests on. Like I think that should be the collaborative effort because obviously people stuck through shittier quality with these dudes. Like go back to some people's videos 10 years ago. They were trash, but they got watched. I think because their base was like, yo, we going to support you because we want to get your numbers up. And I think that's what, like, I mean, I want to see us do more. I mean, shit, we doing it right now. We doing a fucking podcast. Like, keep content that people want to actually fucking see that's not from random people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, it can, and the thing is, like, if we do it correctly, it can be done. Because I think, like, one of the more popular podcasts coming up now, like Math Hoffa has a really popular podcast right now. Like Eminem, you know, and all the, like, a lot of famous people watch his podcast, but it's a lot of it is the quality and the structure and the, like he's just using our culture in a proper way, you know, and shedding light on it. Or look at Gilly's podcast, which has got really popular. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo, fuck Gilly.
Whoa.
yo, no, like, no, on some real shit though. Nah, fuck him. That whole Black Lives Matter bullshit he pulled off. Nah, nigga. Did my life matter when they came for me?
That was years ago.
I don't care.
Rapper in Philly.
You said what?
King of Philly, man. KOP.
What happened?
Nah.
Ain't the best rapper in Philly? Nah. Okay, my bad.
The King of Philly.
Better than Cass.
King of Philly, man. King Gilly.
Whatever. That take was awful. It's an awful ass take. But anyway, yes, podcast is doing all right. Whatever, fuck him.
No, I just feel, and even that, I just feel, I don't think we should technically bash people from our culture publicly a lot.
Depends what they did.
Yeah, but generally.
Like R. Kelly, nah, F that nigga. like there's some dudes that just like, nah, he done. He's done. Tory Lanez, he's done. He's done. Like there's some guys that just like, nah, get fuck out of here.
I'm saying in the sense of like in the new world, in this cancel culture, I'm using air quotes or whatever. But that cancel thing, we so quick to turn our back on people just because we don't like what they did, opposed to just even with the other cultures, they like it's people that don't like Trump. A lot. There's millions of people that don't like Trump.
They won't publicly say it.
Huh?
But they won't publicly say it.
Like
that's fair.
It's people in his own party that won't like him, that don't like him in his own party that don't like him.
I'm sure most of his party doesn't like him, but they just like, that's our guy. Like, that's our guy. He's the greatest president. As soon as he loses, that dude is crazy as shit. But until he loses, I'm gonna say that.
But I lived in a city that was like 98% white, right, in Oswego when I lived there. Yeah, it was one of those. But
I know I went to Alfred. I know how that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Picture one. Alfred is small though. You only got. GJs.
Oh yeah, it's small.
Like 18 GJs. But when I was there, you would hear people like, "Oh, I don't like Trump, but I do." You get the butt. They get the butt. The reason with us is, "Oh, I don't like him." Just like when people were done with OJ, and then you like, well,
the Juice Man.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say Tyler Perry to me is one of those dudes. Like I used to like look at Tyler and be like, dude, it's just so.
I won't. I might not like it, but it's not for me. It's just.
But like, no, I changed my tune though. Cause I was like, you know what? You need Tyler Perry's for the culture. Like the dude makes money, people like his stuff, and you don't watch a Madea movie once or twice and found a line or two funny. So all right, whatever. But like he's good for the culture and he puts on other people.
The Wayans brothers, they hated him. Yo, you make because they used to make satires out of all the serious movies.
Right.
Don't be you're gonna make that about boys in the hood. Well, it's funny.
Because it's funny.
It's really funny.
But again, they're good for the culture.
But yeah, look at what they did. The best family in entertainment after the Jacksons, probably.
I would say even before. I would say even maybe
no, it's Mike Jackson.
I mean, but like off the strength of Mike Jackson alone, I guess. Yeah. But like the rest of them suck. as a whole family doing it, no, it ain't even close. But as like just the biggest of the stars, I mean, Michael Jackson was the biggest star maybe ever.
No,
Like maybe ever.
Yeah. That team is Michael Jackson is Michael Jordan on that team.
Yes, 100%.
Michael Jordan and Scotty.
And Scotty, right? He the whole team.
But what they did was, they're making fun of like this, like Brothers Tom and stuff like that. That got shunned. Spike Lee didn't like it. Oh, Spike Lee,
because they made fun of him.
Yeah,
they did.
That's what I'm saying. Like
message.
Sometimes we take ourselves so serious, like we can't laugh at. It's joy and pain. You're supposed to be able to laugh at stuff too. Like everything about our life don't have to be pain.
Well, you know what though? It's scary though, because I think those people look at it and say, if you joke too much, you make the struggle look funny. It almost eases up the pressure that maybe is on the others. If you make it seem like, oh man, police brutality is kind of funny, then it's like, oh well, it ain't that bad. Like
so
people that think, or the slaves used to sing. They weren't that upset. They sung.
So
fuck, like it's almost like you better look sad all the time, or they gonna think, "Oh, it ain't that bad."
But
so I mean, I get their thought process, but you're right though.
But how about we stop giving them power? Just like, man, I hate this statement. Oh man, them people look at us and laugh. Who cares what they think anyway? You giving them power because you're dictating how you're gonna live because of what somebody else says.
I don't care how they think. I care how they act. And if they think it ain't that bad, they won't act to do something. If they don't think it's serious, but they still treat it serious, that's one thing. But if they laugh at us and then they don't care that we get murdered, that's beyond the scope of just thinking.
So us being serious in the last 100 years got us how far?
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily.
I'm not saying you per se. I'm just saying.
I got you.
So it's just that people changed and the world changed. It wasn't that they stopped, because you got to think the higher we got entertainment, the higher we became their entertainment, the more things we got along with that, and we got less things being their entertainment too. So it just comes with the territory. Sometimes and like honestly, we set the tone for the earth. We're not being funny, but historically it looked like, I'm not minimalizing, but we the leaders of the earth. We the most gifted. So we just do everything and everything looks fine. Like look at i.e. baseball. Baseball is dying without the black aspect to the game. It's dying, and it was the best sport in the world when we was part of it, and then we left it, and then now it's dying. So that's just part of our gift too. Like with basketball and music, we create genres, leave them and give them away, and we just create another one.
Rock and roll just gave it away.
Forget rock and roll. Type in jazz.
That's true too. That is true. We definitely gave away jazz.
Yeah, jazz, the rock and roll, the hip hop, to whatever else thing, to trap.
Fighting for hip hop, but man, if another Machine Gun Kelly.
Well, they never last. So I will say that they never last.
What are you talking about? Yellow Wolf was great.
No.
Yo, Reek, I've never threatened to kick you out before, but this may be the day. This may be the day.
No,
Yellow Wolf.
No, he's not.
You don't like Russ? You don't like Russ?
Oh,
Russ
God.
is black, man. Come on, Steve. Steve, stop that, man.
Wait, Russ is black?
No, my bad. He's not black. It's the other guy.
I want to say Russ got the lightest tan ever.
My bad. Logic.
Yeah, Logic is mixed.
Logic is mixed.
Logic. Funny. People love J. Cole. Logic raps the same as J. Cole.
Yeah.
They both put you to sleep.
Sleep.
I don't listen to neither. Not anymore.
Makes you great nap music.
Yeah, man. I'm too tired already.
Throw that.
I'm too tired already.
Like, nah. So, but it's funny that, G had like a great point when he's talking about the work behind the scenes. It's just that sometimes I just realize people don't realize that the people behind the scenes get the real money anyway. Always.
Yes, it's interesting though that, and I know McFly hates Gilly, but on this podcast today, his cousin Wallow was saying that a lot of people, especially with us, like he said, we always want the clout or the fame. And he said, because he said he was talking to one of his friends, and he was with some of his other friends. He was talking about starting a podcast or whatever, and he said well, it's like, you got everything you need to start a podcast right here. It's like you and 3 other people. He's like, somebody could do a camera, somebody can start working on audio, somebody can start doing this. He said, but the problem is all you guys want to be the guy. You know what I mean? All you guys want to be in front of the camera. All you guys want to be this type of person or that type of person. And then, like G was saying, the stuff we aren't interested in that's been out forever, you know, we fall behind in and we don't really take seriously or get into till it's late, and then it's already dominated by other people.
That's a fact.
And
I'll tell you right now, it's a lot of work that goes into being that shit.
We just kind of just be late to the party, or matter of fact, what we dictate is cool, just not cool, like G was saying. Like, even now, like I'm 30 plus years old, and I'm just now starting to think about stocks when I should have been thinking about stocks. If I, like, not being funny, I could have been one of the first investors in Facebook. Like, I remember, like, man, I should do that, but I'm like, man, $100, but I'm buying sneakers every week. If I would have just put that $500-$600 into Facebook, I would have had pretty good amount of money when it first dropped, when I was in college. You know, like little things like that, or Amazon and all these things that I used, or Apple, or when Apple went public, I remember I was like, man, that iPod is cool. I'm like, man, and it just didn't register. I just wasn't focused on it.
But I think that's not unique to us.
No,
but I think the difference is it's
period.
Right. It's not, but it's people make those mistakes all the time. I think the difference is when you want to compare the Black experience to the other experience is any kind of fallback in terms of family money, family education, like somebody that knows already who's done it because they've been given the opportunities to know about it. Like, there's more to it than just, everybody thought about having bought an Apple before, bought Amazon before. That's a huge one. If you'd have bought a share of it, what you would be worth right now, like shit like that.
By the way, not to cut y'all off, Apple stock just split into 4. They're real cheap. You should get it if you got the brand.
Yes, I was seeing that, and I will be buying some. Thank you for reminding me.
Got me a couple today. Get it? They going up. They going back up.
Right. So there's exactly the point right there.
G stocks, not Vlad stocks. G stocks, not Vlad stocks.
G, let me hold some money. Can you wire me a couple hundred so I can get a couple?
Yeah. Just wait. Sit right there and wait on it.
We're not sticking together as a culture. No.
Now you're going around everybody like, help the culture. Let me hold something.
Don't get me started. That's the other problem. You know, you got a bunch of handout niggas. That's what I want.
Ooh.
You got that do-rag on.
He's feeling it, right? He on it right now. That's a handout, niggas. Oh, man.
Yeah, Apple went from 400 to they're about like
129.30 right now.
Yeah. Oh, they went up. Yes, I'm doing good. I'm glad they're going up. But
it went up 4%. It went up 3% already.
I'm about to hop on that tonight.
Yes, 129.30.
That's going down. You got anything else?
Nope.
All right, we gonna hit that to hear you thing. We'll hit that next week.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll see how Joe responds to that.
Positive culture. Everybody, if you listening, go buy some Apple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, go buy some Apple stock. 100%.
And get some real apples too. Apple a day.
Is that your advice?
That's that fourth DVD comment right there.
That's our new segment, Reek's Advice.
Reek's Advice. You need to eat more apples. More fruits and veggies. All right.
Yeah, gotta get more fruits.
Oh my goodness.
Not apple drink.
That shit is the worst.
Serial killers do that.
Don't drink purple.
Right, don't drink purple. Apple drink is green. That's not the drink you want.
You're done.
For those of you drunks, apple juice looks like Corona.
It does, actually. That's a good point.